Hi guys, this is Priven with another Warhammer Fantasy Battle Report between the High Elves versus the Vampire Counts. This game is part of my campaign Blood in the Badlands. It's a fantasy campaign we've been doing, and pretty much whenever you see me fighting the Vampire Counts, all the battle reports I've been doing, except maybe for one or two, it's been against the same person, and basically it's been in this campaign. Won't go over too much detail about it because you guys probably already know if you've been watching. But this campaign basically is all kind of fluff oriented, basically not taking too much competitive list. You can't have duplicate items, so pretty much we make three separate armies with three unique generals. And basically, so for example, for me, if I have two Archmage generals, they have different names. One of them has the Book of Hoeth, then the second one can't have it because there's not too many Book of Hoeths around. But anyway, just kind of talking about this is that this campaign is actually about to be wrapped up. We actually had a player that unfortunately had to get open heart surgery. That's actually a pretty good excuse to drop a campaign or a league. And we've lost people over the course of the months that we've been doing this. We started off with I think 10 or 12 people, and now we're down to 6, but now we got 5 left. And that kind of happens sometimes with campaigns, and it's really sad, but I think we kind of made it too long. We made it, I think, 12 or 14 weeks. We probably should have made it 6 or 8 or something. But anyway, so this is probably the last battle report that you will see in Blood in the Badlands, and of course I'm still going to be doing fantasy games and stuff like that, but you're not going to see any more, I guess, fluff kind of themed list until we start a new league up, and we might make some changes. Anyway, that's my little ramble about this, and so let's get to it. Alright, so High Elf Force 1, the Vampire Counts are invading the High Elves. So pretty much, I left my home army, which was 40 Sea Guard, right there. The Spearmen are being proxied as a Sea Guard. And I kind of I like the Sea Guard model more than the Spearmen. The Spearmen kind of look a little plain. I like my Spearmen, though. I think they're cool since they're all painted. But pretty much my Sea Guard are hero renowned unit. That means basically they've been through several battles, and I've rolled on the chart. And basically the new abilities that they have is that they're stubborn. So they're stubborn Sea Guard, which is pretty awesome if you think about it. And they're called the Scale Cloaks. I had to give them a little name, so kind of cool. And 2 groups of Reavers, just musicians in each. And yeah, they got banners as well, and pretty much they got spears and bows. Alright, force number 2, got 40 block Phoenix Guard unit. So they are not White Lions today, or and they're not being Swordmasters. I'm proxying them as Phoenix Guard. I don't get to use the Phoenix Guard enough. I really like them. I think they're a really solid unit. I know a lot of people kind of take the White Lions just for the stubborn purposes. But in this list, since my Sea Guard have stubborn, I felt that I could branch out and try something different, and I'm really kind of curious to see how good my 4-up ward save is going to do this game. 4-up saves are so random. Either they're really good one day, or another day they're awful. 2 Eagles, of course. Haven't used them in a while, so I was glad to get them back out. And my Frostheart Phoenix is being proxied as a Flamespire Phoenix. So he is the Fire Phoenix. I probably just should have used the gray model, but I wanted to have some color on the board, so there you go. The Grey Mage up front is my level 4 Archmage. His name is Ingram, and basically he is a Shadow Mage. He's got Talisman of Preservation in the Book of Anshul, or Ashul. Not sure I pronounced either of those right, but it basically makes him effectively a level 5 when casting and dispelling spells. I thought about making him High Magic, which would effectively, with the Book of Eshul, would basically make him a level 6, which would be pretty nasty. I'm not sure if anyone has kind of tried that combination, but that would be, yeah. But, and then the 2 Lore Master of Hoeths in the back are being proxied as 2 level 2 mages, High Elf Magic. I probably could have taken one of those out and maybe put some points elsewhere, but I'm kind of in a little phase or I'm loving to use at least 3 or 4 characters in my list right now. So I think that's why I had an extra one in. And one of them has the Ring of Cain. So, he has the Soul Quench signature spell. They can both take the signature spell Soul Quench. And then my BSB is kitted out with what he always has. The Reaver Bow, it's great. It basically you can have 3 Strength 5 shots, and with the Ballistic skill of the BSB, you're pretty much going to hit. Unless you roll my kind of dice. And then he has the Shield of Merwin, which is a 4-up parry save in close combat. And then I think he's got the Golden Crown, which is a 2-up ward save for the first unsaved wound. And I think my other level 2 mage has the Ruby Ring. So a lot of magic missiles in this list. And the Phoenix Guard, they have the Razor standard, which ain't really going to help me too much against vampire accounts, unless she's bringing in Vampire Night Bus, which I don't think she did. But that's what they had, and I can't change it. Like I said, campaign rules, we have to kind of be strict with our list. So, but there you go. That's, 2,500 points. Alright, so the battlefield, really kind of plain setup. I'll get to the vampire units in a second. I think she was still setting up her army, so I went and took this picture. She hates playing with rivers, and when I rolled 2 rivers, she was pretty annoyed. So basically, she got the first drop. She immediately took one of the rivers and put it on the side to try to basically make it obsolete. I like rivers. Pretty much, I use them really well, and pretty much I typically always get my opponents in them, and it gets rid of their steadfast, and typically the river does something to them. So I laid that one across. You got a blessed bulwark all the way to the right, a house with a fence wall right there, and then just another building. A really kind of empty board, so we'll see how that goes. Another view of it there. Alright, so the Vampire Count Force 1, try to remember, it's about a week or so since we played this game, so I'm going to try to remember off the top of my head. Her characters to the right, all 3 of those are Banshees, and I think she has a Necromancer in the back. I think it was that special character Necromancer, the Heinrich Himmler guy. He's ethereal unless you put him in with a unit. He's got a pretty cool sword that anytime he kills someone with it, it makes skeletons. He can raise skeletons above their starting value. He's pretty cool for Vampire Count player. She's got 2 groups of Hex Wraiths right there. She has some Dire Wolves, those Warriors of Chaos that are kind of laying down. Those are being proxied as a Carrion Wraith unit with a Banshee in them, which I was shocked about. Never actually fought against one of those before. So pretty much it's a really ethereal army. You got 2 Hex Wraith units, 3 Banshees, a Carrion Wraith unit with a Banshee in it. It's a good thing I took all those magic missiles. That's all I have to say. She's got 2 blocks of zombies off to the left. Both have banners, and then I think the middle group of blob is skeletons behind the Carrion Wraith unit. And of course, she's got a Vampire Lord. It is an actual Lord. It has Red Fury. It's got a great weapon. I believe it was a level 2 as well. Talisman of Preservation. She just put a lot of points into that thing. I don't think she gave it Quick Blood, though. I just don't. I think she just didn't have enough points with all those Banshees and everything else. Terry the Terrorgeist is back. He doesn't have a Ghoul King on his back, so he's going solo this game. And then, of course, her Mortis engine that is pretty much done for the most part, and it's looking fantastic, I think. So overall deployment, pretty much, I kind of put my Eagles off to the far left. Wasn't really sure where to put them. I probably could have put them on the right, but I'm kind of hoping that maybe her Terrorgeist will go after the Eagles a little bit, and maybe I can get those Dire Wolves, and if I can see a flank charge on something, I'll go for it. Reavers are kind of the flanks of my main army right there. They're going to Vanguard, hopefully to block her. My Fire Phoenix is right next to the Phoenix Guard. Fluff purposes, I think that's very appropriate. It's also kind of guarding their flank from that Carrion Wraith unit, because, the Fire Phoenix also has magic attacks, so pretty much I can take care of that. And then I put my Sea Guard in Horde formation, so they can get as many shots as possible with their bows, and I'm hoping to kind of whittle her down, and maybe bunker up behind that Blessed Bulwark. So, yeah, okay, the Undead Horde. I'll try to talk about a little bit about her deployment. Like I said, not my drops, not in her head, but pretty much overall I felt it was good. She really kind of put her banshees between the units. You can kind of see them. So in games past, I've been able to flank her banshees and really kind of get them, and she's really kind of protecting them. She's protecting Terra guys really well. She was shocked I didn't have a single bolt thrower in this list. I'm not sure if you guys noticed that. I didn't. This list did not have any bolt throwers, so I think she was expecting me to bring some bolt throwers. Didn't bring any. I kind of missed them, to be honest, but I wanted to bring out the Eagles. I really miss my Eagles. So, but overall, I felt it was a good deployment. She's kind of bunched up. Unfortunately, I did not get Pit of Shades. I didn't even get Mind Razor. I rolled horrible for spells. I didn't get a single double. I think the best thing I got was Pendulum for Shadow, and then I got like Miasma, took that, and then I think I got like the Withering, and yeah, Enfeebling Foe. Like that's what I rolled off for the spell, so it was awful. And even my level 2 high magic, I didn't even get a Fiery Convocation. So like magic-wise, I was really annoyed. Okay, so Vanguard, I got to go first on the Vanguard. Move my Reavers up to immediately block that unit from Vanguarding. She Vanguards next, so I decide not to Vanguard my other group of Reavers, and she moves the Dogs and the Hex Wraiths right up towards my Eagle, which I'm going to charge those Dogs without a question now. I think that was kind of a mistake on her part. And so we can jump right into turn 1, and that's exactly what I do. I get both Eagles in there, and pretty much I'm pretty confident I'm going to win that combat, though I could fluff my attacks. So High Elf turn 1 movement, pretty much I bunker up behind the Blessed Bulwark, kind of move my Fire Phoenix over a little bit to the left. I kind of do that intentionally to see where those Hex Wraiths are going to go. Are they going to go at my Eagles? If for whatever reason the Eagles are going to be tied up in combat, are they going to keep moving forward to go after my Reavers? Pretty much kind of keeping it back a little bit, as well as also kind of keeping it away from the Terrorgeist as long as possible. So High Elf turn 1 magic. Like I said, I got horrible spells, so I try to do the Pendulum. I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that's any good, and I think I tried to get at the Mortis Engine. But she basically just spell scrolled it. She shut it down. I think she should have tried to maybe dispel it, but I think I threw all 4 of my dice there, so I think she only had like 2 dice or something. So I think it was pretty much nearly impossible for her to get. So she just wanted to get rid of it. So she scrolled it. So I'm bunkering up behind the Blessed Bulwark, as I stated before. I think that's a really nifty shot. Yeah. Also, I've said this before. Still haven't gotten any feedback from anybody, but here it goes. I'm trying to figure out how to basically base my magnetic movement trays without ruining the magnetic sheet. Would glue ruin it? When I put the flock down. Please, guys, give me some advice on how I could do that, or if you know any tips or anything like that, I'd greatly appreciate it. Basically, the Reavers shoot the Dogs. I get them all. All 5 of them hit, and I wound them, and they just died. So, bravo to those group of Reavers right there. The second group of Dogs are wiped out. Pretty much, I knew that was going to happen with the Eagles. Got the charge. I'm getting 4 attacks. Each Eagle gets a stomp. And I choose to overrun the Eagles simply because trying to get out of possible charge distance, or at least get away from those Hex Wraiths. That one right there is probably going to get ridden through by the Hex Wraiths. But the other one's kind of in a good position. And if the Terrorgeist goes after it, I'm perfectly okay with that. I'd rather it go after an Eagle than, scream at my Phoenix Guard or scream at the Flame Phoenix. So Hand of High Elf turn 1, I got both her Dogs. My Eagles are kind of already in her deployment zone, so we'll see what happens there with them. And I attempted to get off a spell, but she Dispel Scrolled it, so kind of an unproductive turn, but, I got rid of her Dispel Scroll in turn 1, so I'll count that as a small win. Alright, so Vampire turn 1, Hex Wraith moving around to ride through my Eagle. and they only put one wound on it. I think three or four of them were able to ride through, and it could have been a lot worse. She fluffed her wounds when she was rolling, and only got one wound. So basically, the Hex Race and the Banshees moving over. She loves those Banshees. Kind of a little bit nervous with that Banshee there, but I got all those magic missiles. Not really too worried about the Hex Wraiths. My Seaguard are stubborn. They're not going to go anywhere with that BSB rerolling. So the Undead Center advances, like I said, her Banshees are kind of hidden within those units, right beside them. She might be breaking the 1-inch rule right there. Come to think of it, I think she is, but I'm a really lax player. I'm not gonna be a rule Nazi on her since it's just kind of a fun, friendly game. But anyway, so she moves up. Kind of horrifying to see all that coming at me. So magic phase, she gets pretty much 11 dice. Yeah, 10, and then she got a channel. Yeah. And for some reason, my PowerPoint's not working. Let's see. Oh, we're having technical difficulties. My computer does this sometimes. It should come back. So, we'll wait. Or we might not. I'm not sure if I'm even still recording. Y'all can see the little scrolling thing. Yeah, this is not good. Well, anyway, if I'm still recording, I guess I'll keep rambling so you're not just sitting here just looking at these dice. My computer's been kind of acting up lately. Kind of need a new one, in all honesty, but just, don't have the money for one yet. On other news, I'll be moving into my new apartment sometime soon, so that's always good, but I won't be able to get many Warhammer games or be able to do many battle reports for the next 2 weeks or so, maybe 3, depending. Let me try Control-Alt-Delete. Yep. Not working. Oh, there we go. It's something. Okay. Says I'm still recording. Okay, cool. Alrighty. We'll continue on. Alright, Curse of Years. She gets Curse of Years off since she has such a big magic dice roll. Kills one of my... only one Phoenix Guard, though. Terry the Terrorgeist comes in. I'm going to kind of move a little bit faster since we had that delay. And basically, I don't have any earplugs for the Eagle, so it dies horribly. Which I was okay with. Rather her scream at the Eagle than, something else. So, into Vampire Count turn 1. She got Curse of Years off on the Phoenix Guard, which is going to force me to deal with it, or else it's going to eventually grow and wipe out my whole unit. And she killed an Eagle. So, about the same... I would say she got a better turn 1 than I did, with that Curse of Years going off. Basically, High Elf turn 2. I run the Phoenix Guard forward. I'm going to try to kill our vampire. He's the general, I believe. It's either him or that Heydrich Himmler guy. So Nazi that they named him that. Anyway, so charge the Phoenix Guard forward. My Fire Phoenix had a flank charge just barely to get into the flank of those Hex Wraiths, and it's wonderful. I'm going to eat them and destroy them. Scale Cloaks also advance. Once I see that the battle was kind of starting without them, I kind of moved them a bit forward. Have to get them in the combat. I do not want to make the same mistake I've made in previous games where an entire unit has basically just doesn't see combat because I think something else is going to happen and I kind of keep them back. So I'm moving them up. I have a great magic phase. I get 12. I try Soul Quench. Trying to get some stuff off. And I'm able to banish that Banshee, which is really cool. And basically the rest of my spells right here, I get rid of Curse of Years. I try to do the Pendulum again. She stops that one, and then I try a Fireball on the Hex Wraith unit, and I think it just didn't go off. I think I just tried to 1-dice it. And, so pretty much I threw a lot of dice to get rid of Curse of Years and Soul Quench, and I think I threw even more at Pendulum, and she was able to stop it. So, Yeah, unfortunately, it had the potential to be a very good magic phase, but it was not. So High Elf turn 2, Banshee and the Curse of Years, as I've stated, and then basically I had to move my Reavers over there to get a flank charge or charge that Banshee, but now they were no longer needed, so maybe they could do something against the Hex Wraiths. So my Sea Guard opened fire with their bows, and I'm able to only put 1 wound on the Mortis Engine. I kind of felt that they should have done a little bit better with that many shots. They definitely need to aim better, because all she's going to do is reheal that. So my Fire Phoenix crushes the Wraith, though. That's good. And we just reform. And at this point, my my Fire Phoenix is kind of bait at this point. I know that she's going to move her Terrorgeist over, and she's going to scream at it. And hopefully it won't do too much, and I can charge and get rid of those Carrion Wraiths with the Fire Phoenix. Just trying to pick up some points. So the challenge, the Phoenix Guard champion steps out against the Vampire, and since he didn't have Quick Blood, I was able to go first, and I actually put 1 wound on the Vampire. Of course, he kills my challenger, no question about that, but the battle continues. Kill a good portion of skeletons there, too. So, end of High Elf turn 2. Not bad. Got rid of the Hex Wraith, got rid of a Banshee, put a wound on her Vampire, so depending on how her magic phase goes, she's going to have to choose to possibly heal between her Mortis Engine or her Vampire. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. Alright, so the Mortis Engine pops its bubble. Pretty much, if you don't know anything about a Mortis Engine, at the start of the turn, you roll, I think it's 2 dice, and you add the turn, and that's how many inches this bubble force field expands from it. And anything that's not undead gets hurt. And if you're undead, you get a regen save. So it's pretty cool. And she only kills 1 Phoenix Guard. I think she did 3 wounds to it, but I passed 2 ward saves right there. So that was awesome. Had a failed charge right there. I think she tried to come at my Reavers, and it was pretty. This is after she moved up, so it was further back. And I think she needed an 8. Zombies were really slow, so you know what? I was like, okay, we'll stand and shoot, and I didn't think she was going to make it, and she didn't make it, so that was good. Terry and the other Wraith unit get into position. It's going to be a lot of screams. Feel really sorry for my Fire Phoenix. And Terry gets right behind me, just barely has enough to move behind me, and it's going to scream. 4 Sea Guard lose their souls from the Hex Wraith being moved right through that unit. And pretty much, for her magic phase, I think this is when I used my scroll, and I think I got 2 channels off out of my 3 channels. And I was just able to shut her magic phase down, so that's why there's not really a picture, because nothing really happened. I think she was able to heal 1 wound from her Vampire, but that was it. So the screams, the Banshees right there, screamed at my Phoenix Guard, kill 3 more. And she puts 4 wounds on my Fire Phoenix between all that screams. And I should be thankful, because it probably should have died outright between all that screams. But it came close. So it's still alive, and I'm probably going to get it the hell out of there and see what I can do with it. Maybe charge the other zombie block in the flank. Maybe get a good Thunder Stomp going. So Vampire kills alone just from Red Fury, and it's a great weapon. It's just cleaving through my Phoenix Guard. My Phoenix Guard's starting to dwindle. Need to get the Sea Guard up there immediately. And they're dead. Came back swinging hard. Tried to put 1 wound on the Vampire, but failed. But I killed a good amount. So due to Steadfast and Combat Resolution, I'm able to get rid of a lot of the stuff. And I win combat, so that's always good. So end of Vampire count turn 2. Nearly killed my Fire Phoenix. She had a failed charge. She's kind of dwindling down my Phoenix Guard block. That's a lot of Phoenix Guard, though. I've read a lot. But I'm not too discouraged about that combat now, because the Phoenix Guard, there's so many of them. If I just keep focusing on the skeletons, I should be able to get through them, and through combat res, I should be able to kill the Vampire. So I'm just going to try to ignore it. So High Elf turn 3, Reavers get a flank charge. So that's just going to further aid me in popping this unit. I even charge her Banshee. And it was a flank charge. That's not a GW model. It's a cool model, though. I forgot where it's from. Maybe Reaper's Miniature, maybe. And she turned it to scream at my Phoenix Guard. So it was right in the flank. So should have been able to pop it. Fire Phoenix, move right into the flank of that zombie unit. Because, you know, might as well at this point. Because I need to do some damage. Because she's going to scream at it again and probably kill it. And I forgot to move that eagle. Totally forgot to move it. Forgot he even existed. Okay. So High Elf turn 3 still. Swift reform and move. That's the thing about fantasy. That can be annoying at times. It's just the whole movement, these big blocks of units, and you know, it's like real warfare back in that day. Though it's kind of difficult. Where in 40k you can just kind of move around more. You'd be more mobile. So it's kind of taken me some time to get these guys in position. So my magic phase, I didn't even put a highlight for this slide because I was so angry. I throw 2 dice, I get irresistible force. And trying to target her Mortis Engine, it was actually supposed to be just a small little spell, just to try to draw out some of her dice. And I get only 2 dice, 2, and I rolled a wound, and I get 2 ones. And at this, I'm just asking why. You know, sometimes I don't mind miscasting, but when you miscast on a spell that was just meant to be like a bait spell, that sucks. And when the bait spell just doesn't even... So basically, it's like she got a free miscast off me. And of course, it's the worst miscast available. Yeah, I rolled Snake Eyes again, I think, on the miscast table. And Brutal killed like close to 10 right there. And thankfully my mage didn't get sucked in the warp, but he should have. I was mad at him. And so we were, you know, I think he takes a wound though, and we just kind of press forward. You know, we keep pressing on. But literally cut down that unit by 1/4. Or maybe almost half. Ugh. So, I failed to get her by 1. Now looking at this, I should have got her, because I was in the flank. I had a charge. I had a banner. She only did 1 wound, so she should have lost combat by 2. And so the Banshee should have popped. But for whatever reason, I interpreted it at the time as a front charge, so I only did 1 wound to it. So that's my fault. My Fire Phoenix attacks. Yeah, only 1. 3 ones right there when I was trying to hit. Just awful. And through my Thunderstomp, I managed to squeeze by in close combat. The zombie unit is wiped out. Completely wiped it out in combat. And the vampire is also wiped out. And I think we're kind of skipping right ahead. I think she, you know, right to vampire count. She charges her Mortis Engine in it, and you know, I think it explodes. Well, actually, no, that's not what happened. I think I forgot to put in the slide where my Reaver Bow and the Sea Guard shot at the Mortis Engine, and I was able to put wounds on it. Yeah, that's what happened. I apologize. So yeah, and during my shooting phase, because I completely skipped it, my BSB with the Reaver Bow and the Sea Guard. Karma, I guess, smiles upon that unit, and I'm able to actually get the wounds through, and the Mortis Engine explodes. But it kills quite a bit. It even reaches all the way out to the Sea Guard that shot at it. Kills more Phoenix Guard, kills Reavers. It even killed her Banshee, which I thought was cool. Yeah, big explosion. It even goes all the way over here. And basically, yeah, kills my Fire Phoenix as well. So, the Mortis Engine literally killed everything practically when it exploded. I put the Phoenix marker down. Hopefully it will come back to life. That's really cool about Fire Phoenixes. When you kill them, you roll on this table at the end of the turn, and they can possibly come back. And it does come back. I got a 6. I was so happy, and it didn't come back full health, but it came back. So, end of High Elf turn 3. It's pretty awesome. I got rid of that vampire. I got rid of her Mortis Engine. my Fire Phoenix came back. I got that huge miscast on myself, though, and I'm guessing that's why the Fire Phoenix was able to come back. There was just so much magical energy in the air, it just thrived off of it, and it was reborn. So that's how I'm explaining it, fluff purposes. So, my former High Elf deployment zone, as you can see, no one's pretty much in there but undead. Thought that was kind of interesting. So, Vampire Count turn 3, their movement. They kind of reform, turn around to charge at me. Of course, I can't do anything, so pretty much on my turn, I'm just going to turn around, and then they'll probably charge at me. Just kind of get into position. Terry the Terrorgeist is probably really confused at this point. He's moving to scream at me. And her Carrion Wraith unit, I think, is moving towards the Phoenix Guard to possibly do something. So, her magic attempts and my Dispel attempts, I think she tried to get off, Curse of Years again. I was able to stop it. I thought that was really creepy. We rolled exactly the same dice. Yeah, so I stopped her. And Terry the Terrorgeist screamed at my Fire Phoenix, and no, it died again. But maybe it will come back. We'll see. Really hope it did, and I rolled a 6. I rolled a 6 again. And he came back again, like... So, yeah, at this point, she actually wanted to quit the game. She was so frustrated, and part of me couldn't blame her. But I was so happy. So, end of Vampire Count turn 3, really short turn, not much done with movement. Her magic phase was shut down because we rolled the same dice. She had 4 dice. I had 4 from channels. She killed my Fire Phoenix, so it should have been a productive turn, but it came back again. So High Elf turn 4, I'm able to get a flank charge in the Carrion Wraith unit because it came back on her turn. So slam right into them. I reform. Pretty much just going to hurl magic missiles at that Hex Wraith unit and try to kill it, pick up some more points, because I'm kind of getting annoyed at just riding back and forth through me. And of course I reform my Phoenix Guard, preparing to be charged by all those zombies. So magic dwindling them down. I try a Soul Quench. I even try Hypothesis to heal my mage. I think I only get 1 or 2 Hex Wraiths from the Soul Quench, unfortunately. And I'm not able to pop the Carrion Wraith unit, unfortunately. She's able to put a wound on me, though, and since she lost combat, but she not nearly enough to pop the unit, and so she took a leadership test and reformed, so now she's facing me. So end of High Elf turn 4. Not too much, kind of reformed the Phoenix Guard to face the zombie horde. The Fire Phoenix came back. That was amazing. Carrion Wraiths are still alive. Hopefully I can kill them before the Terrorgeist comes back and tries to kill me. And then the Hex Wraiths, that was probably the biggest disappointment. Between all the magic missiles I had, they should have died. So Vampire Count turn 4, she charges right into the Phoenix Guard. She has, those dice in the back represent another rank or 2 of zombies, because she doesn't have enough models. So let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 45, 50 zombies there. So, I mean, she's, but they're Phoenix Guard, so I should be able to get through them, maybe. So, she rides right through again. The Sea Guard just hold up their shields and pray, and she only gets 1 that time, thankfully. And this is one annoyed and confused Terrorgeist, and so he moves up to scream at me again. He's like, wow, you're not undead. Why do you keep coming back to life? And so he screams. It dies again. So I put a marker down, so maybe it will come back for a 3rd time. It doesn't, but I got a 5 on it, and basically it's a large blast template where it is. I think she also healed some Carrion Wraith in her magic phase and brought some back to life. That's why you see some more there. But just big explosion right on him, and I killed some more. So the combat rages on. She kills 3 Phoenix Guard. I completely fluff my attacks. I think I get only 2 zombies or something ridiculous. Oh, no, I killed more. Yeah, 2 zombies and got rid of her dice back there. So this is the end of Vampire Count turn 4, and the game, unfortunately, with the blast template coming down, she already picked up her Terrorgeist to put it away. At this point, that's why it's not there. The shop was closing in like 30 minutes. We had a lot to clean up. She honestly felt she couldn't get through my Phoenix Guard and my Spearman unit with my mages there. I kind of felt like she possibly could have. It was still kind of a close game. Maybe my Fire Phoenix would have come back. I could have rolled another 6. I don't know. But yeah, so she just conceded to me at this point, which I was like, okay, I understand. And so basically, the invader got repulsed, thankfully, in the campaign. So, High Elf victory. So, excellent. And my MVP's got to go to the Fire Phoenix. It came back 2 times, and it literally, because of that, it was able to tie up the Terrorgeist and literally that Carrion Wraith unit, and it's great. I normally always use the Frost Phoenix because Frost Phoenix is toughness 6, strength 6, and all that good stuff. And with the Frost Door, it's awesome. But the Fire Phoenix, strongly encourage you guys to try it out if you have one, or if you never tried one, or thinking of buying one. Just get one, or just get a Frost Phoenix like I did, and just proxy it every now and then. I'm actually going to buy another Phoenix because I actually want to paint and make a Fire Phoenix. But lots of fun, good times. Alright guys, I appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully this recording will go up when my computer kind of froze. I hope nothing messed up. So I'm sorry about that delay. I'm not sure what happened. My computer kind of does that sometimes. But anyway, thanks for watching and subscribing. Love you guys. Comment in the video if you saw any rule errors or maybe some strategies, or if you just want to say, congrats to the Fire Phoenix for coming back so many times. Next battle report I'm going to post up is between me and the Dark Elves, which is actually a pretty interesting game. That won't come up for a couple of days though, but I actually got all the pictures in for it. I just got to make it. Anyway guys, thanks for watching.